Hey there ladies and gentlemen, Gibbs here and welcome back to some more Arma 3 content, and this time we're taking a look at a mod for Arma 3 called Exile Aftermath. What is it? Well, it's basically a port of an Arma 2 mod called Aftermath, which had quite a few unique features. One of them was the ability to search objects inside houses, so we can run up to this cupboard here and search it and find a whole host of swag like this olive cap. Yoink! Definitely take that. Obviously different buildings supply different loot, so when you go to fire stations and stuff like that, you're going to be finding a bit more militarized gear. So this server also has a prefab bases, so you can build little huts, a bit like Origins, and that's all taken from the Aftermath mod. And also some bigger like houses and fences and stuff like that, so that makes things interesting, and we'll hopefully be taking a look at that. Also seeds, pumpkin seeds here, just found myself some pumpkin seeds. You can also farm, I believe you have to do that in a greenhouse, so I think you have to craft a greenhouse and then plant your seed, and then that'll supply you with some produce to keep your hunger at bay and your steady trigger finger, hopefully. Also, it's using A2OP instead of cup Chinaras, so you'll see some slight changes like this industrial fleshed out interior there. And also I believe the guy who's working on this mod is also going to add Open Chinaras project, which will flesh out buildings like that one to my right with interiors, but I believe that's work in progress. So also in the mod, it has obviously got some extra XMA apps. You're going to be able to set your view distance to a maximum, of course. Server details will of course be in the description with the website and that, and also rules. Who doesn't like a good, nice, fleshed out set of rules for an Arma 3 server? I know I do. Ooh, I love a bit of rules. Anyway, as well as rules and that, you're going to have an extra crafting menu, which I don't really know how to work at the minute, and you can customize your status bar, etc. So this server does also use the NI Arms mod, which gives you all the MP5s and some nice different weapons that we don't see very often on a server. So that is also nice to see, and we can also pop some zombies' head when I get my aim on point, which is not very often. One good thing about this server is that you are restricted to the amount of exile stuff you can build. I believe it's only something like 20 objects, so you're only going to be able to really build a garage out of 20 objects, and then use the prefabs for your main storage and your main base and stuff like that. But if you go into a fire station, you should be able to search all these lockers and find nothing like I'm doing. That's a great example. And to find nothing again. Oh, Arma, you're really teasing me. As well as obviously as zombies and player made structures, there is map edits around the map. I believe there's some stuff at Kamenka's being added, and the airfields. There is crash sites, heli crash sites and road crash sites, which I hope we'll be able to check out shortly. As well as there is one main trader city, and that's not going to be selling everything. That's going to keep loot restricted. So this is going to be a little bit more hardcore than your average Exile server or anything like that. Apart from it's third person. So I know a lot of people moan at me, oh, but Gibbs, it's not a hardcore server unless it's first person, whatever. Anyway, what I mean is it's not as easy to get geared up, and you're going to have to work, find different objects like nails and screws and stuff like that to get your shit together and get yourself a little base, which I quite like actually. It's quite nice to see, you know, little bases around, dotted around, and then, you know, you have to work for it. Anyway, I'm going to go and head towards the Trader City and also the other guy that is on the server, because it's relatively new, this server. He's going to show me some of what he's done with his base. So just found one of the road crash sites. They look pretty sweet. It's something I've not really seen on a Arma 3 server before, is road wrecks. So we can get out and check this guy out. He's had a really bad day. Looks like he was going to a binocular convention because he had 2 pairs of binoculars on him. Who needs 2 pairs of binoculars? But I will take one of them. So, looks like pretty, substandard gear. Onion seeds. Oh, a bottle of beer. Take that, bad boy. No wonder he fucking crashed. Anyway, it looks like a shotgun's your best bet. You might find some MP5s and stuff like that. So, yeah, you can, find enough gear to survive. So just arrived at the Trader City. This is the only Trader City currently, but things might change. Like I say, the server's not been up long. You can get the launcher. There is a launcher for the server, so you can go and check that out. Of course, links will be down below, as they always are, but people don't tend to check descriptions. The trader looks like the loot is going to be pretty sparse, which isn't a bad thing. It means you're going to have to work for your gear and hit up them high value targets like the airfields and places like that. I don't know if Starry has anything, but it looks like you're pretty much going to just get your ammos and your scopes by the looks of it. So your guns you're going to have to loot. Yeah, guns are pretty restricted, which again, like I say, isn't too bad a thing. So this is quite a coincidence. I was just heading up to this guy's base. I'm gonna go and check out his buildings, like I said, and I've just come across a crash site. So I thought I'd just stop here quick, see what's about. It doesn't seem to be a great deal laying around. There is this PSG HK. It's a 7.62, but doesn't look like I can carry it. Bollocks. So I'm probably just gonna stick with the LMG, because why not? Makes me look a bit more badass, I believe. So crash sites, like I say, are in. I don't think there is currently any sort of missions, but they are going to be implemented, but they're not going to be anything too high octane, maybe just to pull people in for a bit of PvP action and whatnot. The guy who's helping, or the main dev, shall we say, I think his name's Dave or David or something like that. I've been reliably informed that is his name, because I can't pronounce his alias, so I'm just going to call him David. So yeah, he is he's working to add stuff and listen to the community. Anyway, let's go and check out these base objects. So here we are, and we are at Arcane's base. So we're going to get out, have a little chat with him and see what the sketch is. Looks like he's got quite a few bits and bobs laying around to show me, which is nice. So this man here, he's pretty decked out in his ghillie and his fucking backpack and his silenced weapon. He's added me to his plot briefly so I can have a little explore around these prefabs, because without at the minute the anti-glitching and looking through bases, anti-hack it fucks you up and basically gives you a black screen if you're not on the plot pole at the minute. That's to be tweaked, but at the minute you can see these are some of the larger structures, and I believe these are finished off at their maximum capacity in stages, apart from them two over there, and they make a nice little outpost with a nice tower up here that we can climb up and have a little good view of our surroundings for any incoming attacks, so we can nail them foes. So these are looking pretty nice. You can put safes in here and shit like that. I don't think you can't store anything in the building itself, but you can move them and everything like that. So this guy's got plenty of vehicles. He's got some walls and a gate at the front there. They're just normal wooden gates and walls. There's some metal ones there. These are the half finished ones over here, and they're like a corner structure, which is quite interesting. So these look like they need some upgrading. Also, as well as the wooden walls, you can build these metal walls, which obviously take more resources to build, but they are going to be a little bit more secure. At the minute, there is no way of breaching a base, but they are going to implement that very shortly. And you have this is a level 6, and you can scroll on it to upgrade, and it will tell you what you need in equipment and also resources. And you can see that one on the left there has a ladder going up, so you can get a little walkway also to have a good position to defend your base. So greenhouses also have an option to plant crops and, you know, be a little bit self-sufficient in your base. So you can click on the greenhouse and you can add seeds, and I believe you need some equipment like a hoe or some shit. I can't quite remember. So we can potato, we need some water and some seeds and a shovel. So then we can sow our seed across the land. Of course, all these buildings and that are going to require resources. You're going to need nails and junk metal and refined metal and screws. Maybe not the refined metal. Can't quite remember. But you can harvest stone because you're going to need stone as well. So you just need a pickaxe and you just bosh them stones away. And you can also get metal ore as well, which I believe you smelt on a campfire somehow. Can't quite remember. I did have a look. But yeah, that's the way you get stones and that, and also wood with an axe, stuff like that. You know the score by now. So at the minute, to build stuff in Exile, you need a normal Exile workbench, but also you need this extended workbench if you want to build some of the more fancier stuff, as they say. So just scroll on it once you've got it built, and you can find what you need and what equipment you need and what resources. Once you've got all that in your inventory, or inside the workbench, sorry, and the tools in your inventory, then you're ready to build. So matey boy let me build a level 1 fence, as you can see here, and it's just pretty much the same as with Exile. You can plonk it down pretty much anywhere. I'm pretty indecisive, so I'll put it over here, just on this corner. So you can plonk it down, smash it down, make a bit of a perimeter fence. This guy's got a whole load of different materials laying around. He was in the process of just rearranging his base. Apparently he just shifted it all up here. Actually, he had a base located elsewhere. So you can upgrade the fence as well, just pretty much as you do craft the first thing. You just need the required resources in your workbench and the tools, and you just click upgrade. Boom, just like that. Level 2 fence. Smashed it. So there we have it, a quick look at Aftermath. It's looking alright actually. I quite like the idea of having prefabs. There is other prefab buildings, but this guy just had the big ones on the go and didn't have the resources to do the other stuff. So I like the idea of having prefabs and then having a few Exile objects just to add on, you know, if you want a little garage that you can make for your cars and stuff like that. And as you can see, it's looking quite nice. Personally, I'm sure I've missed quite a few things out, but if you want to go and check it out, obviously link in the description below to the website, and also I'll link the launcher down there or something as well, so you can all go and check it out if you want. So there we have it. That's our first look at Aftermath for Arma 3. Unfortunately, no killing or anything like that because there's only me and this other guy. This guy just in front of me here. There's only us two on here. So hopefully some people might find this quite interesting and populate the server. And then I'll probably pop on and see if I can pop some heads. Or get my own head popped. Probably the latter. But hey, like I say, links in the description. Hope you enjoyed. Love you long time. Till set next time. Ciao for now.